Good evening and thanks for joining us on the news at 8. Today, the 20th day in February 2026. I am Esther Ivakazi. First, the major headlines. Rivers Assembly cancels impeachment proceedings against Fubara deputy. Terrorist kills 34 fasting Muslims in latest Kebbi attack. ICPC ransack El-Rufai's residence in Abuja. We'll take commercials and be right back with the details and many more. Stay connected.
Experience this smooth and strong feeling that consistently surpasses expectation. Leading the way in high-performance lubricants, Master Supermoto Oil is as durable as titanium.
Welcome back. Now the news in details. Rivers Assembly cancels impeachment proceedings against Fubara. The resolution to halt the process was adopted on Thursday during the Assembly's resumed plenary in Port Harcourt, the state capital. The House had, at its first sitting of 2026, begun impeachment proceedings against the governor and his deputy over allegations of gross misconduct, including the demolition of the State Assembly complex and alleged spending without legislative approval, among other claims. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is poised to conduct its first major outing under the newly signed legal framework this Saturday. The commission will oversee the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) area council elections alongside critical by-elections in Rivers and Kano states, serving as a litmus test for the Electoral Act 2026 recently assented to by President Bola Tinubu. The research comes as the former governor remains in the custody of the Anti-Graft Agency in Abuja over an ongoing investigation into the state's finances during his 8-year tenure as governor from 2015 to 2023. Reacting to the development, El-Rufai's lawyer Ubong Akpan condemned the action, describing it as unlawful and a clear violation of legal procedures and fundamental rights. Electricity generation companies in Nigeria have indicated that indebtedness in the sector is on steady rise, hitting 6.5 trillion as at end last month, while also forecasting that it will reach 8.8 trillion by the end of this year. In a memo to the Ministry of Power, the GENCOs called on the federal government to take structural action as a matter of urgency to address the problem. The federal, state and local governments may receive additional revenue allocations of about 14.57 trillion naira following the recent executive order signed by President Bola Tinubu directing that royalty oil, tax oil, profit gas and other revenues due to the Federation under production sharing, profit sharing and risk service contracts be paid directly into the Federation's accounts. No fewer than 34 people were killed on Wednesday when suspected Lakurawa terrorists launched coordinated attack on several rural communities in Kebbi State. The attack occurred in villages within Arewa local government area, particularly Buyu and neighboring settlements. The Nigerian naira maintained a stable yet cautious trajectory against the US dollar in the early trading hours of Friday, February 20th, 2026. Data from the Nigerian Foreign Exchange Market and various informal channels indicates that the local currency is navigating a period of moderate volatility as the Central Bank of Nigeria continues its effort to harmonize rates across different market segments. The British pound has shown relative strength against the Nigerian naira in early market sessions on Friday, February 20th, 2026. Data from the Nigerian Foreign Exchange Market and informal trading corridors indicates that the naira is facing renewed pressure from the sterling, driven by shifts in global currency valuations and local demand for import financing. And on foreign scene, the minority right-wing government, which is backed by the far-right Sweden Democrats and has prioritized the fight against surging crime rates, announced in January that it will reduce the age of criminal responsibility from 15 to 13 years. Unprecedented in Britain's modern era, the arrest was a new blow for the ousted royal, who was marked his 66th birthday on Thursday. Andrew was last year stripped of all his titles, having been forced out of his former home by his brother, King Charles III. And on sports, since the end of the 2025 African Cup of Nations in January, Chile's future has been the subject of speculation, with the tactician linked to several high-profit positions. Chelsea Football Club head coach Liam Rosinio says any player, coach or manager found guilty of racist behavior in football shouldn't be in the game, following allegations made during a Champions League match this week. And that news brings us to the end of the news at 8. Before we go, a recap on the major headlines. Rivers Assembly cancels impeachment proceedings against Fubara. Terrorist kills 34 fasting Muslims in latest KB attack. ICPC ransack El-Rufai's residence in Abuja. For these and more, log on to our website on www.abntv.com.ng or follow us on all our social media platforms displayed on your screen. I am Esther Irakazi. Do have a pleasant night rest and stay safe.